Hey, Bayek, it's me, and in today's video, well, I'm starting a new series. Each week, I'm going to be reviewing an Alfred Hitchcock film, and these 14 of them, and it's from the Masterpiece box set on Blu-ray. Fantastic box set, absolutely wonderful. So, today's first film is Saboteur from 1942. Saboteur is a great film to start with. It really is. It kind of surprised me as well. I really enjoyed this. I have seen it a few years ago, and it's really good to, well, revisit this. Because it's the first time I've really gone through this box set, and I've had this quite a while. So, yes, this is excellent. So, this is 109 minutes long. You would describe it as a spy mystery thriller. Very much a Hitchcock film, this is, really is. All the things that you know about Hitchcock are here in this film. Now, Rotten Tomatoes, they give it 81%, which is quite good, actually. Though, sort of, there's a bit of a snobbery, I think, among some critics with Hitchcock. And they consider this, because it was one of his popular ones, maybe not the one, but because it gets overshadowed by some of the other really well-known ones. But this is an excellent film. In many ways, people see this as Hitchcock's first real American film, and it's the one that he first one he did for Universal as well. Now there are 3 writers on this. He got 3 writers involved in the screenplay. There is Peter Vietel, Joan Harrison, and Dorothy Parker. What's interesting there, we got, often when I'm doing these, I don't notice as many female screenwriters, and here we've got 2 involved in the 3. They obviously are great at characterization. This is what Hitchcock is able to do, bring certain, even in smaller roles, bring characters out, and they do this superb, and some great scenes which show this. So, as I say, it is directed by Alfred Hitchcock, and this is, well, it's a very good Hitchcock film to start with. If you're new to him as a director, people would obviously go for the classics like Birds and Psycho, of course, North by Northwest. But this is a good place to start, and as I say, it's the first one in this collection. Right, now, let's go through the cast. Robert Cummings plays Barry Kane. He's the leader actor in this, and wow, well, I think he really does well in this. It's good. A lot of these were considered more B-movie kind of actors, but they're really great in this. Now, notable films that he was involved in, various ones, but not these massive roles. But it was in The Devil and Miss Jones, which I know is a very popular film from 1941. And then he worked with Hitchcock again. There were various films in between roles, but Dial M for Murder in 1954, he was in that. So that's it. He's a typical heroic kind of lead, young lead that Hitchcock loved to cast. And then we've got the blonde, yeah, always, Priscilla Lane. She plays Pat Martin, and she's beautiful. What can you say? He knows how to pick these great actresses. She's got the look, she's got the period, She really is a beautiful woman, and she's very good as well in this role. Excellent, really. She was in The Roaring Twenties from 1939, which is a classic sort of gangster movie with Cagney and Bogart in. Yes, James Cagney and Humphrey Bogart. Also, she was in Arsenic and Old Lace, which was a Frank Capra directed film, which starred, yes, Cary Grant, who is quite a favourite of Hitchcock as a director. So she was in those films. Then we've got a veteran actor going back to 1915, Otto Kruger, who plays Charles Tobin. He's just a massive career, he was. It's interesting, he was in a film called The Woman Who Came Back from 1945. And I thought, well, that's an interesting title. And it's a horror film. Yeah, a supernatural film. He was in that. And it was fantastic. I always get excited when I see that. Also, now this is an absolute classic Western film. He was in High Noon from 1952. He was in quite a few Westerns, but this one is one that, is a classic Western, High Noon. He was in that. Then we've got Alex Baxter playing Freeman. He's a very interesting career as well. But films that really stood out for me was Judgment at Nuremberg from 1961, which is a brilliant look at the Nuremberg Nazi trials after the Second World War ended. It's an amazing film. He's in that one. Interestingly, he appeared in Alfred Hitchcock Presents in 1960 in episode 18. Yeah, he was in that. And then he's linked with Hitchcock again. He was in the Alfred Hitchcock Hour 1965, season 3, episode 12. There you are. Oh, what wonderful things you learn, don't you? Anyhow, so he carried on with working with Hitchcock. Then we have got Clem Bevan playing Nielsen. He was in, a Western that a lot of people might know. There's been various adaptations of this Western, but he's in one, Tombstone. The Town Too Tough to Die. That is from 1942, but Tombstone's had a lot over the years of Westerns linked with it. But he's in that Western from 1942. He was also in, as I remember this, going back, he was in a film called The Yearling from 1946, which is one of those family emotional Westerns which were often made. And I remember that. I remember watching that on the TV, The Yearling. Yeah, it's one of those sort of weepy, coming of age sort of things in there, but in a Western, a family one. It's really fascinating, as I remember it. And then he was in another film which is interesting, Kentuckian, directed by and starring Burt Lancaster. I think that's 1959, I think that one. Amazing. Absolutely amazing film. He's in that. Then we've got Norman Lloyd playing Frank Fry. He was actor, producer, director. Now listen to this. He died in 2021 at the age of 106. 106-year-old. Wow, what a lifetime. Now, he was in Spellbound, 1945. Oh, yes. And, Spellbound is another Hitchcock film. Fantastic. He was also in M, 1951, which is a remake of the classic Lang film from 1931. The German director Fritz Lang, 1931 classic, about a serial killer. And this was directed by Joseph Losey. Yes, we've come across him quite a few times before. He was in that. He was also in a horror film, Audrey Rose, 1977, which is a classic film as well. And wow, it's just fantastic career. They were just films I picked out. Now, just quickly, I'll look. There's some really good locations in the film, mixed with good studio, shooting. We've got let's see, Owens Lake and Liberty Island, New York Harbor. We've got Springville, California. We've got also Hoover Dam and the Arizona Nevada border. We've got Red Rock Canyon State Park in California. Wonderful locations. They mixed all this up. It's fantastic. Really, absolutely. I say, all the special effects, think about this, are all done on through the cameras. Yeah, and just adapting things, and amazing what they do. No computers like then. Yeah. Anyhow, what's the plot about? Now, it starts in Los Angeles, and we see this aircraft worker, and there's a big sort of fire, and it's a sabotage. It learns out, but he becomes part as a suspect, and he has to prove his innocence, and he does know who the person who is, well, the one that's responsible for this, and this is how it develops. He effectively goes on the run, trying to prove his innocence and find this person, because he sees this envelope with the address on, and it all works from that. And so he's traveling right across the country from Los Angeles right through to New York. That's where it goes. And on the way, of course, he meets Pat Martin, and they form a really good bond and a romantic relationship, really, together. It's excellent watching that. Wonderful leads. And of course, they meet all sorts of different characters who help them, and they discover that there's a plot going on. A gang of fascists are effectively sabotaging these targets in the wartime. Now, America is now in the war. Don't forget, 1941, Pearl Harbor happened. And some of these saboteurs and traitors, come from rich backgrounds as well. And that is all sort of uncovered as we see it. That he has to prove and stop these people. Again, it's like authority and class, and they're just ordinary. He's playing the ordinary American standing up for what is right, and it's great. And then it leads to this wonderful climax. The climax of the film is fantastic. It really is, and especially what we know, that a lot of it had to be done in the studio for the effects. Wow, it's just amazing. Statue of Liberty. I've not been used quite a few times in films. Interesting. But yeah, what can you say? Hitchcock does such a great job. He does make his cameo appearance outside a kiosk, which he always does, and that's at 1 hour, 4 minutes, 37 seconds. So if you're there going, oh yeah, there he is, you see him at the kiosk. It's always this thing with Hitchcock. You always look out for his appearance in the films. So the themes are really very much Hitchcock, with the distrust of authority, somebody trying to prove their innocence, going on the run. We've seen it, of course, in 39 Steps from 1935, and of course we see it in North by Northwest from 1959. That is another one that just really stands out, very much so. yeah, amazing, absolutely amazing. This film, you can see everything. It's all there. It's so enjoyable, and it looks great. It looks great on this transfer. Fantastic. I really enjoyed this, and I'm looking forward to seeing more. And I'm getting educated by these films because I've not seen some of them before, or if I have, it's a long time ago. So it's great to actually do this, and I'm enjoying it. Just before I go, there we are. There's the box set, and it all comes out into the book form. The book form in there with all the discs, 14 films in here. That's it. Brilliant. So, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We'll let you know when I produce these videos, and also have a look at the playlists, and you can see what other things I do on the channel. If you like this, please give it a like, this particular video. It gets out onto YouTube and the algorithms, and hopefully other people might enjoy my videos by seeing this. You know, that's be good. If you've got any comments, please put your comments down. I love to read your comments. And I'll say, it all costs notes. You can't say fairer than that, Candy. Buy it, you can't. So I've been going on far too long, as usual. And all I gotta say is, I'll see thee again.